Welcome back to your favorite channel. It's your boy Pelican Bay K9s, giving it to you the way I always do, fair and unbiased. Some gonna like it, some ain't. Man, y'all hit that subscribe button. Y'all hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that like button before you get up out of here. If you're rocking with the Bay, don't forget to hit it. Big salute to all the dog lovers from around the world. Big shout out to everybody taking care of them hounds, no matter where you live at on this good old green earth. We got a little bit of dog news and some dog talk for the day. We back at it. We back at it. It's the first of the month. We into the holiday season. You know, and it don't get no easier. You know what I'm saying? Big salute to them brothers out there with them great puppies across them groups, across the books. Big salute to the brothers with the great puppies that ain't on the books. You know what I'm saying? We gonna start this dog talk off the day with a little bit of talking about which is better to keep the dogs warm. Hay or straw. And I want to send a big shout out to my man Big Logic for donating to the channel. Big shout out and big thanks to you, homie. Big thanks, dog. But I'm gonna talk about a little bit about keeping these dogs warm and what's best. Because I had to do a little research myself because I was kind of curious. Between hay and straw, which one is better? And the answer I got was straw. Hay can get wet. Straw repels water. Straw don't soak water in while hay does. Straw also acts as an insulator. It's a great insulator when hay is not, good for insulating. Now, what I researched, because I was about to go outside and rake up some straw and put bedding in all my dog houses with straw from out the pine trees. Now, I researched that pine straw. Now, the thing is, we call pine straw, but it's not pine straw, it's pine needles. The stuff that we got on the ground coming out of pine trees is pine needles. So when I Googled that, it said it may, you may not have no problems, but it's not, they wouldn't use it for dogs because of the chemicals that could, be inside of the actual needles. And it's not hollow like the straws is. Now, when you go get the straws, I guess you'll get pine straws, and you can tell they're a little thicker, than your stuff that you rake up off the ground, you know. But yeah, man, this is something to keep in mind. Your hay, it really defeats the purpose. It's gonna soak up the water, and a lot of times that hay carry mites and all type of stuff like that. It's gonna soak up the water, and it's not gonna keep the dog as warm. It looks like it's keeping the dog warm, but it's not. The straw is insulators, and it's common sense. They built like straws, like drinking straws, so they're gonna hold in more heat, and they push off the water. So when it rains and stuff, and a little water may get on them, it won't soak it up. And that's the worst thing you need. Your dog laying on some wet hay. You rather for them just laying on plain wood or concrete than laying on wet hay. That's where the problems come in at. Now, before I get off that subject, I do want to say it said the best bedding for your pet would be the long stem grass hay. Long stem grass hay. The best natural type of bedding for your dog. I'm gonna say it again. Long stem grass hay. You know. So let's move on to the next subject, man, because we got a good bit of news and we got some more dog talk as well. When it comes to putting your dog on the keep, and working them out, no matter if you 6 week, 8 week, 4 week, whatever. A lot of times we look at the dog and we need 100% work from these dogs, right? But the thing is, do we stop when we see the dog limping? Do we give how much rest time do we give the dog? You see, all that can play a part in your keep. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people you misjudge certain things, and this ain't nothing you can really control, like saying, oh, we're gonna do a 10 week or 8 week or whatever. But sometimes we'll be like, oh, I can get a dog good in 4 weeks. Come on, lock it in, boom. Now you locked in at 4, but you gotta work that dog hard. And the thing is, some of us don't relax on when we see the dog limping. These dogs can tear ligaments just like we can tear ligaments, ACLs, TCMCs, whatever they got. Torn muscles, and you can't just repair torn muscles overnight. No matter what kind of supplements you giving them, the supplements you giving them is helping them to repair when you running and all that stuff like that. When they don't mean repair real torn muscles that's really torn. They mean repair like he's stretching muscles, and all that type of stuff. But it's nothing that he got to repair that's hurting them when the supplement mean repair, and restore. When you hurt them dogs and they get torn muscles and stuff, they might limp half the keep now. They might limp throughout the rest of the keep. You might be done, blew them, blew a head gasket. When I say that, you can't, really get the full potential work out of them, And I was just wondering how many of us pay attention to how often our dogs are limping and how serious do we take it is really what I should be asking. How serious do we take it when we see our dog limp a little bit? And we might just say, oh, it's just a little limp. I've been working them, you know what I'm saying? Then we bring them out the next day and give them the same workout, which it might not be a problem. That's what I'm asking my brothers and sisters in the chat, to drop down and reply or let me know, when is it time to relax? And when is it, just normal wear and tear on the dog? Because you might put one on the meal, and this the thing. How many brothers you think going to stop working that dog if they put him on the meal and he tears a muscle in the first 5 minutes because of not stretching him, not taking him for a warm-up walk? Then you put him up there and he's a full throttle dog. He get on that meal and he open out. Now, same thing can happen to you for not stretching when you're going out there racing or 50-yard dash or 100 meters or whatever. Same thing can happen to you is going to happen to that dog. Now, how many of us going to stop working, believing in the first 5 minutes that dog, he's limping because he has a torn muscle? A lot of brothers, if we see them limping in the first 2 or 3 minutes, not like crazy limping, just limping a little bit, we're not going to let that bother us. You're going to keep on going, keep on going, keep on going. And the dog might have a torn muscle. That's why I say as well, no matter what event you getting in, it's always good to stretch the dogs first. Whether it's taking them out to the field or letting them run real fast, do some sprints or something, you still need to, at least walk the dog a little bit to stretch their muscles out and get them to stretch out a little bit. Every now and then you'll see the dogs get out there and stretch their shoulders and stuff, because they know they need to stretch their body. They haven't really stretched like they need to stretch to do the activities they about to do, But yeah, just a question I had, man. How many of us lag back when we see the dog limping? How many of us lag back when we see blood on the treadmill that's coming from the dog pads? One thing I did back in the days, I used to know this before they got all this high-tech stuff on the internet. Used to put socks on my dog, make them like little footies, and just tape them on his feet. That way he have padding on his feet, and you got to keep your pad toughener and stuff like that on it. And then I've heard before the pad toughener is not good to put on the dogs. I've heard both things, but me myself, what I do is natural pad toughening. Comes from walking on concrete, walking on streets. And just eventually, your dog build up strong pads, just like you walking barefooted every day. The first couple of days is going to hurt you. First week, it may hurt you. But once you keep walking barefooted for a while, you're going to be out there walking barefooted just like you got regular shoes on. When somebody else go barefooted, they ain't going to be able to keep up with you, because you used to it and because your feet done build up pads up under the bottom, for your environment that you're working in. So the same thing with the dogs. A natural pad strengthener. When you put them on a treadmill and they start running full throttle, even when you got good, strong, rough pads, you still can injure your pads. So you always gotta, when you put them on the mills, you always gotta pay attention to that. How your pads looking. And a lot of dogs, they just go open throttle. And sometimes the dog fingernails get clipped in the treadmill. And that can hurt a dog more than what we would see. We might not even notice he clipped, his nail got broke, and then that might be one of the reasons he limping, But just pay attention to everything, man. Work your dog like an athlete when it comes to getting them in shape. Um, a track athlete, you know, a boxer. That's pretty much all the sports I can really compare them to. UFC and them guys. I don't know how their exercise program goes. As far as boxing, work them like a boxer or work them like a track star. You're not trying to get all that muscle. You need lean muscle. It can be ripped up, but it need to be lean muscle. You don't need Arnold Schwarzenegger type muscle unless that's your natural build. It's a difference from your natural build, you being a naturally thick dog or a naturally wide dog or something like that. There's a difference. And then giving a dog supplements and working them to be a fat type dog. Not like fat, but a big bulky type dog. You know. But yeah, man, just drop, like I said, drop down in the chat. Let me know how how much do a dog how much do a dog have to be limping or showing you that his leg is bothering before you stop the program. And if you stop the program, how you know how long do you stop it for? When do you put the dog back in light workouts? If you got an 8-week keep on, you know, will that cause you, if you get a limp, a good limp, and it's not from the pads, you look on the pads and the pads clear, and he limping, but he not holding his leg up. But even when you walk him, he got a little limp. Will that make you call off your 8-week show in whatever event you got? I don't know, man. Like I said, this is not a question for a right or a wrong answer. This is just a question for anybody's opinion when it comes to that subject. And I know, like I said, it's many ways for our dog to be limping when we doing some type of workout. I took Mellow Yellow out before, and I'm not gonna say I sit here and say I exercise her every time I take her out, but I do give her a walk before she exercise every time I take her out. At least a walk. But I have took her out and let her do a lot of running, and she come back in limping. But that's one thing I look for when we out there training in the field. Because one thing about a field, between the field and the concrete, most of the time the concrete is smooth, but the concrete is gonna be harder on their body when they running. Now with the field, it's better on their body, but it's liable to have a little dip in it anywhere in that field with holes and little what they call rivets and all kind of stuff like that. That you don't see because the grass done grew over it, but it's not deep, but just deep enough for that dog to stick his foot in and get off balance when he running and hurt his leg or something like that. So I done seen Mellow Yellow come back when we throwing the ball and stuff, and she be limping. Um, but just like I said, drop y'all opinion down in the chat. What does it take for you to call off your show when it comes to an injury during your keep? Big shout out to all them brothers rocking that Big John stuff out there, that Little John stuff out there, coming down off of the Walk Little John stuff, not the CML Little John. Because them boys done clarify that. That's why I tell a lot of y'all brothers, man. I tell a lot of y'all, y'all just jumping off the porch. You don't know what's all going on out here when it come to these dogs and these stories. You think everything is a lie, everything is a fiddle. But we done had them boys who say, hey, sit your ass down. They over there messing with the skateboard. We done had them boys to say, that CML dog is not an official champion, you know. But hey, I don't know nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know nothing about it. All I know was I give you the brothers that bring the stories. You know what I'm saying? But we about to get into this video right here. Mellow Yellow and YSL out there playing. I actually took Mellow Yellow just to get a little bit of exercise and do a little bit of training. Like I'm gonna say in the video. But the pup wouldn't really let her train. She just had her own thing going on, as you're gonna see. So y'all sit tight. And like I said, this that pure Big John, Little John stuff. Grand Champion Yellow, Mr. Burns, Mr. Chavis, Mr. Tant, some of the best bred yellow stuff in the world. Hey, we got global champions, international champions, whatever you want to call them. Everybody else making them up, we might as well make them up too, man. But anyway, let's get into that video. Mellow Yellow and YSL out chilling in the field. Let's go. And some brothers will say that this puppy is a keeper. This puppy is a keeper. But man, listen, all them puppies act the same way. This puppy is the runt. At the end of the day, this is how I've been doing. It's a good thing and it's a bad thing. And I'm gonna explain something to you real quick. It's how I've been doing with my puppies. You know, I tell you, I have confidence in what I'm breeding because I got time in on what I'm breeding, right? So my thing is, my thing would be to keep the puppies till they get 5 months old. See which ones I really want to keep out of all the litters. Which ones I feel like gonna be in my program, and then sell the rest. But that's not what I've been doing. You know, Anybody who sell dogs as puppies, and this for anybody who sell dogs as young puppies, 2 months old, 1 month old, 3 months old, you know, you don't, and it's a whole litter, you don't know which dog is gonna be considered the best dog. And that's the only thing about when you selling dogs off young, you don't know if you keeping the dog that's the best dog or the dog that's the worst dog in the situation. You know, but at the end of the day, I look at it like I want to give my people good product. You know what I'm saying? I want to give my people good product. And if I sit around here and keep all the best stuff, and then sell my man over there on the other side of the country, this stuff right here, because I don't want it, then at the end of the day, that ain't gonna keep good business. You know what I'm saying? Then you'll be complaining and be saying this and saying that. At least in my heart, I know, I gave you just as a good quality dog as I had. You know what I'm saying? Because I never knew. I never knew what was what. And that can hurt me in the long run when it come to breeding, because it'll go back to, oh, you should have kept this one or you should have kept that one. But at the end of the day, man, like I said, trying to give brothers great product, not just good product, great bulldogs. You know what I'm saying? Not just any pit bull can be called a bulldog. You got to be a real dog to be called a bulldog if you're a pit bull. So when you hear me saying bulldogs and stuff, I'm talking about American Pitbull Terrier. But you got to be a real dog for me to consider you a bulldog. You know what I'm saying? When I talk about one. Now, if I'm just speaking and I'm tired of saying pit bull, I might say bulldogs, but if I'm referring to one particular dog, it gotta be a dog for me to call him a bulldog. You know what I'm saying? Gotta be a dog. And yeah, man, it just is what it is, man. And like I always say, I appreciate my brothers that been rocking with the channel, my sisters that been rocking with the channel from day one. At the end of the day, I look at it like this. I'll get me off the back end. In that case, if I end up giving a brother a dog that some brothers will be like, oh, you should have kept him, and one of my other brothers got him, because I'm only dealing with great dog men out here. You know what I'm saying? I'm only dealing with them kind of dog brothers. So if one of them brothers got him, it'll help me on the long end. It'll help me better on the long end for him to have him than me. You know what I'm saying? On the long end. But some folk just look at it different ways. Like I said, I ain't 19, 45. I ain't gonna be in this thing till I'm 90. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make moves, do what I gotta do, let these brothers know where the real yellow dogs at. Like I said before, we ain't mixing all that bootleg stuff up in there. When it come to that Red Devil stuff, it's bootleg. I done had the brother on my show that owned the Red Devil, the real Red Devil that got him from Tant house. He didn't steal him. Tant owed him some money. You know what I'm saying? He had the real Red Devil, and I had the brother on my show that was the yard man with Tant that said Tant was still breeding yet Red Devil, and he was there when Red Devil got tooken. Not actually there in the yard, but he was as a yard man working there when Red Devil left and the new Red Devil started making puppies. So that's why I tell brothers, you can believe what you want to believe. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't rocking with that bootleg stuff. The bootleg stuff might be great dogs. But if I'm advertising the yellow stuff, you know what I'm saying? I gotta stick to where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Why try to fix something that ain't broke? I can't be adding all that stuff that brothers went and did all this flim-flam breeding with, and then, trying to let it trickle down. Like I said before, yellow died and when? 90-something. 92. I don't know how he's still having dogs in 2002. Still having dogs in 2002. I mean, hey, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. But we about to get into this video. That mellow yellow, YSL. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy. All I'm doing today is playing with mellow yellow a little bit with the pup. Letting her get a little exercise. And plus I'm gonna get a little bit of warm-up training in with her too as well. Mellow yellow.
Now what's this gonna be? You know how I played it all. That nigga burn it G. All by his bread. Bitch, I'm all about my bread. All by my bread. Bitch, I'm all about my bread. All by my bread. Now what's this gonna be? You know how I played it all. That nigga burn it G. All by his bread. Now bitch, I'm all about my bread. All by my bread. Now bitch, I'm all about my bread. All by my bread. Now bitch, I'm first green ballin', tryna get my bread long. You know the game gone and my mind been blown. Different decision that I done made got me fucked up now. Still gon' thug the life I'm living, still gon' hold this shit down. Every day of my life, yeah, nigga chasing cheese. And the same niggas that be around there won't see you off your feet. My mama been doing bad, but I ain't going into that. I done picked that girl up when I caught my first package. I be damn. Me and my people hurting for something for a day. That shit happened, the next man ain't getting nothing. Faded the root of evil, and that's my damn best friend. And I put that on my life, ain't nobody gon' fuck with him. You try to jam it, yeah, that ass getting chopped. Trying to serve ain't got no business on my block, I bet you getting chopped. Now either way you try to fuck with my pockets, don't believe that ass getting chopped. Now what's this gonna be? You know how I played it all. That nigga burn it G. All by his bread. Bitch, I'm all about my bread. All by my bread. Bitch, I'm all about my bread. All by my bread. Now what's this gonna be? You know how I played it all. That nigga burn it G. All by his bread. Now bitch, I'm all about my bread. All by my bread. Now bitch, I'm all about my bread. All by my bread. Now bitch, I'm back in the mix. Those flaky niggas better stand down. Came home, caught me some yam, I'm the man now. Niggas, some bitches all from my face, I ain't know who they is. Everybody up from my mix like I'm a hero and shit. Fall back, I'll buy a brick. Right now, I'm on a mission. I'm giving you 2 for 20, got grams going for 50. Putting that in my pockets, the nigga, you bullshitting. What the fuck you ain't listen? I done told you I got to get it. Nobody depending on me, so it's all mine. I ain't stressing out by myself, that's how it going down. My mama fighting her little addiction, she gon' be alright. Before I have her tweaking and begging, I put something up on the pipe. It's a little fraction of my life, still all in for a lick. Lurking for fatty, looking for niggas to tone mix. Start to lurking if I'm hurting, different side come out. That flip shit, up the Jacob, Mr. High, come out. Gonna be, you know how I played it all. That nigga burn it G. All by his bread. Bitch, I'm all about my bread. All by my bread. Bitch, I'm all about my bread. All by my bread. Now what's this gonna be?
Now we gonna go to Clay County, where we got an animal cruelty case, where we got folk that left dead dogs in the house and moved. You know what I'm saying? This is a gruesome case here. They got one case in another state, and after that case got started, which is the more recent case, you know, they found out that they just moved from a house in another area and left dead dogs, left the people that they had to clean up the house when the people move out. And the people came in to clean up. They left dead animals, shit, everything all over the place. I'm about to give you the video, though, because you know who gonna give it to you fair and unbiased, raw and uncut. PBK9s, giving it to you. Y'all hit that like button up. 2 dead animals found, Clay County. United States, somewhere in the U.S. I think somewhere in the U.S. I forgot where it's at. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, man. You know, it's going down just like that. Let's get into it.
Right now at 5:30 tonight, News4Jax is learning new information about an animal cruelty investigation in Clay County where multiple dogs were removed from this home because of the conditions in which they were being kept. After our story on that investigation aired last week, we started receiving tips about a home in Jacksonville linked to the Clay County investigation.
News4Jax reporter Eric Avanier has been investigating this and has more on this case.
News4Jax has learned that long before multiple dogs were removed from this Middleburg home during an investigation into animal cruelty, the couple that was renting the home had recently moved out of this home on Frost Street in Jacksonville. And according to multiple neighbors, this Jacksonville home was left just as trashed by animal waste and carnage as the home in Middleburg. Neighbor Steve Terrell says the elderly owner of the home wanted him to be a witness to everything that a cleanup crew had to pull from the house. He says he saw
dead animals. And I mean, they just trashed that house. It was knee deep in dog feces.
Roughly how many dead animals would you say you probably saw?
2 or 3.
Upon further review of the home, we could see what appeared to be paw prints and feces smeared on the windows. And although a work crew threw away what was inside, there were still signs of dog feces on the floor and walls. There were also signs that dogs were kept outside, and there was something else that neighbors said was odd.
Multiple neighbors living on this cul-de-sac tell News4Jax that the couple who were renting this place did not appear to actually live here.
They would come late at night and stay for a few minutes and then they'd be gone.
That observation was consistent with what we were told by a neighbor who lives close to the Middleburg home that was being rented by the same couple. She asked not to be identified because of her job in law enforcement.
We didn't even really see a vehicle there. Saw a U-Haul truck one day there, and then it was gone the next. Very quiet.
So very little activity visually.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Neighbors' descriptions of the smell of animal death and waste from both homes were also consistent.
If you've ever been around that smell before, you never forget. Just the deceased.
It smelled too bad. You can smell it out here right now. Think about what it smelled like inside.
The investigation started when the renters brought multiple dead dogs to an animal facility in Jacksonville to be cremated. The staff noticed the deceased dogs were in bad shape and contacted authorities on suspicion of animal cruelty. This triggered 2 animal cruelty investigations, one by JSO and the other by the Clay County Sheriff's Office. Terrell says he spoke with a JSO investigator who showed up at the home on Frost Street.
What did this officer tell you?
Said this was connected to that out there, and she was getting with the authorities out there to bring more charges on them out there and here and there.
And when you say out there, are you referring to Clay County?
Clay County, right.
News4Jax also has an update on the dogs that were removed from the home in Middleburg. A Clay County spokesperson sent us a statement that says in part, all of more than 30 animals have gone through their initial medical exam. Some of the animals are malnourished and are getting the treatment they need.
Hey, I give you some sick stuff every time on this dog news, man. I give you some sick stuff every time on this dog news. But in the next situation now, I got a lot of brothers out there. You know, we like to act tough with these pit bulls, but I got a lot of brothers who like cats, who got cat pets. You know what I'm saying? Sisters with cat pets. I ain't call y'all out sisters because y'all ain't got no ego problems. These brothers might have their little ego problems. They ain't want to, oh, I got a pet cat. No, you got that pet cat at home. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, fam. Now, let me ask you, if you got stray dogs, they ain't stray, they somebody dogs in the neighborhood, pit bulls, and they running around killing everybody cats. You know, what would you do when they get hold of yours? You know, you gonna put that fire on them? If you see them out there taking your cat? You know, what if you come out there and your cat all stretched out through the yard? How are you gonna act? Because I know when it come to them dogs, them brothers, you harm my dog, it's like you harming me. A brother got that act a straight donkey, you know, about his dog. But a brother try to use that ego thing and try to front about them cats like he don't care about it. No, he love his cat. You know what I'm saying? How would you act, man, when them pits, this case coming up, this news article we got a group of pit bulls that's ravaging the neighborhood, killing everybody cats. They done destroyed everything. And people, they not tied up. They going up on your porches, taking your cats out. Anybody with cats that come outside, you know. Now, my homeboy had a cat back in the days. Hey, big salute to my man, Torture Man. You know what I'm saying? And them boys over there, them boys had a cat. I don't know, this wasn't torture, man. Big salute to Big Daddy. You know, Big Daddy had that cat over there, man. That him and Grizzly. Grizzly used to go all the time, boy. I can't remember that cat name, but he was a tomcat. You know what I'm saying? He was a tomcat. And him and that dog would meet in the road. The dog was like a child type dog, man. But he the type dog that can run loose through the neighborhood. Man, him and that cat used to meet in the road all the time, toe to toe. And I don't know what kind of cat this was. It was an ugly cat. His fur wasn't all that. I think they call him. I think he was some type of tomcat. Maybe he was a big cat now, but he was a rough one. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, these dogs here, they taking them out, man. I don't even know if that cat there could withstand these pit bulls chasing him down, because that dog wasn't a pit bull. These 2-3 pit bulls coming through, wiping them out. But anyway, that's enough talking, man. K9s giving it to you. Let's get into this dog news. Pit bulls running through, killing the cats.
Dogs running wild in a Toledo neighborhood, killing cats. Police, the dog warden, and the Humane Society are responding to this situation. A warning, this story may be disturbing to some. 13 Action News reporter Lily Lowndes has the details.
Christian, as police were investigating, they realized that the situation was bigger than just the 2 dogs running loose. What they found at the owner's property was even worse. Neighbors say dogs running at large isn't new for this East Toledo neighborhood, but this week it got serious. Video captured by a neighbor appears to show a dog chasing after a cat, then going into attack. Within the past few days, neighbors say they found at least 4 cats lying dead outside.
I lost our family cat.
Marcady Blackford and her husband found her cat Simba lying outside across the street.
And for her to be snatched off the porch like she was, that wasn't right.
She called the police to report the dogs, one of which chased her and her kids while they were going to their car. Police went to the owner's house and say 2 dogs ran out of the open gate while behaving aggressively, barking and growling. They had to block the gate with a nearby garbage can and spray the dogs because they appeared as if they were ready to attack.
I'm sure they're lovable, but being in the situation that they were in, there's no way.
As police searched the owner's property, they found the dogs were living in poor conditions. Police did not find any food or water inside or outside the house, and the dogs only had a tent for shelter. As they continued their search, they smelled a foul odor and found a small kiddie pool with multiple deceased dogs in the advanced stages of decomposition. They found 3 more dogs inside the home, which was filthy with garbage and animal excrement. The dogs were taken to Lucas County Canine Care and Control and then the Humane Society for an animal cruelty investigation. And I spoke with officials with the Humane Society. They told me they're looking at potentially filing charges later this week. Lee?
We just got a little bit more news to go. So we're going to keep that thing going. Got a little bit of dog talk. Like I always say, man, y'all hit that like button up out there. Hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. And a lot of my folk out there, we ain't even started Christmas shopping yet. A lot of my folk out there, we already finished Christmas shopping. Big salute to everybody and big salute to the brothers that's finished. When I say finished, your kid's grown now. Christmas shopping. You know, but like I said, man, Christmas shouldn't be all about shopping. It should be about enjoying your time with your family, with your loved ones and stuff like that, no matter if you got it or don't got it, you know. But we about to get into this article, man. We got a place where it's a place in Houston, and they keep finding, is one particular area, they keep finding deceased dogs in trash bags on the side of the road. You know, day after day after day, deceased dogs, you know, in the trash bags. So I'm going to give it to you, man. Fair and uncut, raw and unbiased. We going to make America game again, pit bull by pit bull, person by person that's dealing with these dogs. Because when you're dealing with these dogs and you want to keep your dogs in modern day time, you're going to realize some of the stuff PBK be saying may not be stupid as you trying to claim. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Let's get into this news.
On Fox, investigations are underway into 4 suspected cases of really horrific animal abuse involving dead dogs in trash bags dumped in an unknown area in the corridor of cruelty.
Well, Fox 26's Randy Wallace is joining us live from downtown with this exclusive report tonight. Randy.
Yeah, Caroline. Now, Bart, Houston Police, and the Harris County Animal Cruelty Task Force are all looking into some disturbing discoveries. The northeast side area near Parker and Tidwell is known as the Corridor of Cruelty.
People dump their dead dogs here. They dump their live dogs here.
Dog feeder Janelle Mitchell made the first gruesome discovery on Monday.
See that white garbage bag? That's the garbage bag it came out of.
Janelle says she saw dog legs sticking out of the trash bag.
The neck and the head of the dog was skinned. Right on the jawline, there was a perfect straight line. You don't get that from a horrible accident. The three were right here. See the garbage bags?
Yeah. So
And
first there's one.
And then they come and add the two.
Then you come back and then you find two more.
Yep.
In the span of one day?
2 days.
2 days.
2 days we found 4 dead dogs.
Janelle called Bark. In a statement, Bark says, these incidents remain under investigation and there are no additional details to share at this time. We are working closely with the Houston Police Department and as part of the Harris County Animal Cruelty Task Force to investigate these cases thoroughly.
I was driving down Hardy Street and I saw cars that started to come to a stop.
Bark is also looking into a case of animal cruelty that happened Wednesday morning around the 6500 block of West Hardy Road.
And a truck was pulled over on the side and I saw a puppy was standing behind the truck. In the middle of the road was a second puppy laying there, and on the median was a third puppy that was laying there.
Jacqueline Salazar says a witness told her someone threw 3 puppies out the window of a moving truck.
The puppy that was hit had to be humanely euthanized. It suffered too much. I think it had, internal bleeding or whatever it may be. The puppy that was not hit, though, was immediately tagged for rescue, and he's safe, and he's going to Colorado to be, set up for adoption. So at least out of all of this, one of the puppies was saved. But it was really traumatizing to think someone would do that to innocent puppies.
Now, you can read Bark's entire statement on the investigations on our website. If you have any kind of information, be sure to call the Harris County Animal Cruelty Task Force. Reporting live from downtown, Randy Wallace, Fox 26 News.
Now, I do got one more picture I want to show y'all brothers out there. You remember when I gave y'all the news article a few weeks back about the brother or the sister who left the dog, the pit bull, in the hurricane, when Hurricane Milton came through and they left him tied up to the pole? And it was like a bull terrier looking dog. All right. Well, I got an update on that. He's been adopted out to his new family. I don't got no talking or no videos from it, but I do got a picture of him with his new family and with his friend, his other canine friend. So y'all check this picture out. The dog name is, let's see. The dog name is Trooper. Trooper. The dog name is Trooper. My fault, I had to look it up real quick. Dog name is Trooper. So I'm going to show y'all this picture real quick. That's all I got. But if you remember when Trooper was tied up to the pole and it was raining and he liked to flood out, how he was looking that day. Check this out. And I got a goal for all my brothers and sisters out there now. I give y'all the news and my CNN satellites from outer space. Sometimes they miss things. If my brothers ever see an article where a fully trained American Pitbull Terrier, the way we train our dogs, if he's trained for protection or he's fully trained and he gets loose and go out there and do the attacking, I want y'all to give me that article so I can get up here and talk about it. The same way I talk about any of the dogs, I need to keep the statistics for these dogs so I know how many dogs that we complain about not training pit bulls to bite, how many of these dogs actually are really trained, really trained by trained people who train them. Like I said, a person who actually takes the time to train a dog, they're not gonna, most of the time, for the most part, they're not gonna neglect that dog throughout their dog life because it takes time. It takes time, my brother, to train these dogs. Not just go out there. I keep telling you now, you want to train dogs for protection, but you want to forget every single thing else. You just want to train them to bite. You could train your dog to bite just by grabbing him on the face and all that when he's a puppy. That's not training. That's making an aggressive dog. When you train a dog, you got something beautiful there. You know, no matter what breed it is, you got something beautiful. You know, I say I'm done with the Malawites after this litter with Anime. If she talk, you know, I'm done with the mouths. And it's not because it's something bad about the dogs, great dogs. I'm just getting too old for the energy they got. I'm just gonna keep it real with you. I always say we're not spring chickens. I'm getting too old for that energy they got. And I'm not gonna neglect the dogs like that if I know it's gonna be a burden on me or too much for me. You know, right now I gotta focus on what I got going on, my brother and my sisters. You know what I'm saying? And the Mal, he need that extra attention. She need that extra attention. And with Anime, I ain't gonna, I'm not getting rid of her, but I'm not gonna keep breeding and having more, none of that. So if this litter come, you know, my brothers and sisters holler at me, this is gonna probably be the last litter I'm dealing with when it comes to the Malawites. And this is coming off her and Marino's son. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. When it comes to these dogs, man, and I always say it, please give me a video when y'all catch a dog that's been fully trained, go out there and do something wrong. You know, because we talk about biting, but we need to talk about the real deal when it comes to the real deal. We give different brothers hell on their platforms, on their YouTube platforms. The moment you see somebody there training their dog to bite, you give them hell. But you don't know what it even took to get that far. You know, you don't know what it took. And then that's why I say, man, we got to credit these brothers in the modern day time for doing things with these pit bulls, no matter what it is. You got brothers who made videos, viral videos for climbing 100-foot walls. You know I'm exaggerating 100 foot, but climbing up to the heavens. You know what I'm saying? Brothers doing stuff with these dogs that folk didn't do back in the days. That's astonishing. And you got to give brothers their props, man. You can't just say, oh, this handful of folk did something and knock everybody else who putting in their parts. And I ain't talking about just me or what I'm doing or anybody. Everybody, man. You know what I'm saying? Brothers do things, like I always say, man. You don't have to, when I say get your dog famous on these social medias, anything, you know, give you a quick example. Big salute to Dark Dynasty K9, the brother Marlon. One simple thing he did to his dogs to get them attention, 2024. Everybody see it. Got them leopard spotted, painted, you know, all crazy color. Making your dog known, making them famous. You trying to make $1. A lot of brothers say you ain't gonna turn that dollar over because you ain't trying to make your dog known. You still trying to run off that what people did for the last 40 years. So you never gonna turn over $1 until you start making your name known. Then you'll turn over $1. You know what I'm saying? Then you turn over one. Ask that brother that telling you can't turn over one, has he made his name, you know, in this dog game? You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is, fam. Make a name for you, your dog. You know what I'm saying? The dollar gonna turn over. And then the thing about it, I keep telling you, today's time, social media, you don't have to do the same thing everybody else is doing with their dogs. Your dog can do anything the next man dog can't do. I seen somebody send their dog out a cup of water, a bottle of water. How many pit bulls you see on YouTube going to get bottles of water? You may got one or two, but you don't got a boatload of them. You know, going to get the keys, bring the car keys. Man, doing anything, your dog gets famous. Once your dog is known, once your dog is a household name. See, being a household name is much bigger than being known for dog fighting. You know what I'm saying? Being a household name with your dog covers a whole lot more ground than being a famous dog from dog fighting. Yeah, he a grand champion, but that many people don't know him. You a household name for, like I said, quick example, your dog can eat with a fork. You a household name, the dog eating with a fork, and they over there bragging about a grand champion, and the first thing they want to talk about is, you breeding untested, you breeding untested. Now, let's say, man, I'm surviving modern day time, capitalizing off what I got, making money off what I got, making a name for me and my dogs, and I ain't worrying about what you thinking. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of y'all gonna be stuck in them swamps. It ain't even the swamps you're gonna be stuck in. You're gonna be stuck in that quicksand. You know what I'm saying? That quicksand, slowly but surely going down. You know what I'm saying? Reaching up, pulling people, trying to pull people down with you. You know, that's what you're in, quicksand. See, I keep saying, I said swamps. Chico didn't stay in this joker long enough. He got up out of there and left you in there, and he seen it at swamps. I came back into swamps, and I really established what this is. This ain't, you got some parts, like I say, swamps, but that dog game is in quicksand. You know what I'm saying? You can't swim out of that. You gotta hope you got a good dog, man, beside you that's representing with you, or that you can call on that pull you out of that quicksand, to keep you from going to the bottom and keep you from getting all that BS information or getting a BS dog. Oh man, I'm glad I thought about this. This ain't got nothing to do with Pitbull's brother. You know, it's a brother out there on Facebook. Y'all be careful. He's selling mini Malawi's. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no way. See, like I said, like I put in the post, my lady, you know, I say how the old saying goes, there goes the neighborhood, there goes the Malinois. You know, we got the Shepherd, the Rottweiler, the Doberman that already been screwed up by Americans. You got to get you a real working dog when you're going to them type of dogs. I was bragging about the Malinois. There goes the Malinois. We got miniature Malinois. Boy, he's screwing the breed up now. It ain't no such thing. You know what I'm saying? Who want a miniature Malinois? Malinois purpose is to work. Miniature, you can't knock nothing down. You might as well get a Chihuahua, a mean little dog. You know what I'm saying? Get you a min pin, a mean little dog. miniature Malinois defeating the purpose. I kick the dog. You know what I'm saying? Kick him out the way. You know, just like you training a pocket pit for protection. It looked cool, and I ain't gonna lie to you, it looked cool as hell. And I would do that with my dog. But at the end of the day, you can't rely on that dog. At the end of the day, you know I can kick that dog like a football when it come down to the come down. You know, it just is what it is. And when it come to the pocket pits, they structure, they mount, all the other stuff. They're not built for that type of work. So I would be able to kick them without even getting bit because they structure and they body frame, they won't be able to grip me. You know what I'm saying? I get that kick off, send his little ass on. You know what I'm saying? But hey, the men Malinois, y'all watch out for them, man. I want to say the dude kennel name is Trust Kennels or something like that. Trust Dogs or Trust Kennel Dogs. Miniature Malinois do not exist, and the police will tell you why the hell would he need a miniature Malinois? What are he gonna do when he need to apprehend a 200-pound assailant? And then we were seeing him a miniature Malinois. What good is a miniature Malinois in the house? You know, having a dog that souped up in the house. In order to get a dog that small, what you bred him to get him that small? A Chihuahua or something. Oh, man, come on, man. Screwing up the breed. Don't do the mouths like that. You know, I'm done with them because they great dogs and they need my little young studs out there, 19 years old, 20 years old. You know, when I had Sambo, I should have grabbed me a Malinois during them days and I would have been all right. You know, right now, when I retire from out all the dogs and I just want to go fishing, then the Malinois is what I have, you know, or a pit bull. You know, when I just got one dog, I have a Malinois. But if I got more than one dog, Anime gonna be here till she die and I ain't gonna breed her no more. Probably, most likely, you know what I'm saying right now. Like I said, man, big salute to all the brothers out there that take care of them dogs, take care of them hounds. If you missed the first part, we was talking about the hay, the straw. The best thing for insulation with your dog is gonna be the straw. The best kind of straw will be the long stem grass straw. It's gonna be the best natural bedding for your dog. You know, but yeah, man, anything beats nothing. You know, but we always have to categorize things in 1, 2, 3, which one's the best and which one's the worst. You know, even when it comes to bloodlines or dog food or whatever we're talking about, you know, which one's the best and which one's the worst, you know. And like I said, man, we got Christmas time coming up. If you know somebody who you know really need help and you can help them, reach out and help a brother or sister out there, man. Reach out and help a brother and sister out there. Everybody need help, you know what I'm saying? Some brothers and sisters out there, same way we got brothers and sisters out there with all this pride in the dog game, you know what I'm saying? The same pride that ego and stuff that got brothers doing the wrong things in these dog games. These same brothers and sisters have too much pride to say, I need help. And one thing I learned in the game back in the days, closed mouth don't get fed. And a lot of brothers has got too much pride, to ask for help or to say you need help. Everybody needs help sometimes. So if you know somebody like that may need it, they don't want to ask for it, reach out on the back street. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is, man. It is what it is. Now, I got to say this before I get off. Once again, when I speak about the bootleg dogs, those dogs are some great dogs as well. This has nothing to do with the dog quality as far as what kind of dog you got in your yard. Is that dog a good dog or not? It has nothing to do with that at all. A lot of brothers, they don't think past go, and they stop at that. When I say bootleg, they think the dog trash. No, man. They don't mean the dog is trash, nothing like that. It just means when the brother had the original dog, he did other breedings outside of what he was saying he was doing, and that's all that meant, and we got proof of that stuff like that, and when I say it's not like this is just any dog, we talking about a dog that changed history in this dog game. Grand Champion Yellow changed history in the American Pitbull Terrier dog game. Things changed up when that dog was born. And that's all that meant, man. That's all that mean. It don't mean your dog is less of a dog. It don't mean none of that. But that Thug and that Thor stuff is off the bootleg. Red Devil. And then you got the Red Devil, which is bootleg, and then you got the dogs coming off the 2000 era tent dogs, the 2000 era yellow dogs. And you gotta look at all them yellow dogs that come off yellow. If they wasn't born in 1992, they off that bootleg stuff. You know what I'm saying? And if it's it could be off tent, it could be off yellow sun, yellow double bred sons, off yellow sons and daughters. It can be off any of that stuff. They're gonna still most likely be yellow dogs, but they just not off the man himself. Now, to y'all brothers that got them dogs off a tent back in the days, you say it was black with bobtails. We don't know what them was. The brother done said tent had cane corsos, Presa Canary, Barbaro type dogs on the yard. You know what I'm saying? He done said that, but you want to knock the man, and then the man telling you that, and he didn't know nothing about you got them bobtail dogs. And this the thing, man. How many times do I tell y'all brothers every single day that I could take Fletcher and breed them to a damn hound dog, and they gonna come out with over 5, in a litter of 10, they gonna come out with over 5 bulldogs. Bulldogs, true bulldogs. How many times I told you that? So what you think he could have did with them dogs off yellow? He could have took any of them dogs, a female. Or I doubt he would waste the female, but he could take any of them dogs, cross it up with anything. That you ain't got what he got. He got the real stuff. You got half the real and half something else he want to throw in there with it. And you're going to still have a great dog when you get to your area. That's all we saying about that, man. And like I said, brother gave a great interview. The brother didn't come up there taking down, had notes and stuff that he took down and reading off the notes. The brother was coming straight off the brain. You know what I'm saying? Straight off the brain about the yellow dogs. And you don't want to believe the Red Devil bootleg, like I said. I spoke to and had the brother in my comments that actually owned Red Devil that got him from Tamp. It wasn't no Thug and Thor them dogs round then. Till the new Red Devil popped up. But at the end of the day, man, y'all keep taking care of them dogs. Y'all do the right things with these dogs. All we can do, like I said, is talk these stories. You know what I'm saying? Stay safe out here. Stay legitimate and legal, most importantly, and safe. Other than that, man, y'all have a great day, great night, great morning. Just depends on what you're watching this video at. PBK9s, and I'm out.